Hey guys, it's Randy. I haven't done one of these in about a month, and I felt like I should go ahead and do some. Same rules apply as usual. I'm doing a bunch of these at once, so I'm wearing the same shirts because, well, I did them all in about an hour. I want to start off with my con reports. Something I've always wanted to do. Other comics do it. I'm always kind of hit and miss. And my convention year for 2010 has started. I was kind of nervous going into it because, 2009 was an amazing year. I had no bad experiences with conventions. Every convention was really nice, whether as a vendor or a guest, which is always kind of cool. I mean, I dealt with one or two jerks at the conventions, but they weren't staff; they were the attendees, which you're gonna have that occasionally. I think the worst experience I had in 2009 was I went to a convention that was merely pleasant, and that was it. Which is the problem you kind of want to have with conventions. So this year, my first convention was EvilleCon, which is in Evansville, Indiana, February 6th and 7th. And I attended it because I've never been to a convention in Indiana, and I wanted to go. I realized it was a first-year convention. I knew it wasn't going to be big, but as a vendor, I've done well in some cons that are small. And the table wasn't expensive. I found a very cheap hotel. And my friend Brandy was going to come with me, and she was going to be my table assistant. So I left here Thursday night, because snow started hitting right around the time I got to northern Arkansas. It slowed me down a lot. I picked her up, I think, around 7 on Friday. We didn't get to Evansville probably till like 10:30 or 11. It was really horribly late. And yeah, I mean, the con itself was a first-year convention, but there were a few more problems than that. I'm trying to be nice. Like, I know that they were trying hard, and I don't want to like spear some convention. Like, oh, because none of the staff were mean, which is nice. Because I've been cons where the staff is very much of the mindset of, oh, you're a vendor, therefore you don't matter. I've been to some where, oh, you're a guest, you don't matter, or attendees. So, but this one was just kind of set up weird. There were no signs. There was no signs telling anyone where the vendor room was until you got like 3 hallways in, and the vendor room was on a different level at the end of a darkened hallway. Yeah. Nice things with the convention were, I got to see my friend Brandy. That was great to hang out with her. I got to see Jamie Markey. Jamie Markey is a voice actress. She's done all stuff for Funimation. She has a character in it, a series called Big Wind Up, and Soul Eater. In Rin, she plays Mimi. And she was also the voice of Witchblade in the Witchblade anime. Which was, I believe... Oh, I don't want to say something wrong and screw it up and cause problems for anyone. But anyway, she was the lead in that. And she's also got another connection to me. She's friends with my best friend, Clarine Harp. That's how I've actually met her a few times previously. So it's kind of neat going to a convention and seeing someone you knew. And, it's always... It makes things a little easier, I guess. And Jamie's a sweetheart. In fact, I think the first time I met her was a Halloween party in 2008. Clarine, one of her friends, was having a party at his house, and she told me, she got me to come with her. And it was a group of us were going as characters from Clue. And I was Professor Plum because I have a pipe and a suit, I guess. I don't know. Clarine went as the Madeline Kahn version of Mrs. White, and Jamie was Mrs. Scarlet. Miss Scarlet, so it was fun. But anyway, back to this convention. Business-wise, it was dreadful. I'll be blunt. There was no business made. I mean, yeah, I took like a $400-something loss, so it was pretty awful. And not everything was their fault. I mean, it was the weekend of the Super Bowl in Indiana, which, they probably didn't know when they set up a year previously the date that, oh, hey, that's when the Colts will be going to the Super Bowl next year. Can't blame them for that. And the weather was not great, so I can't hold the con responsible for that. These things happen. It's like EvilleCon 2003, I went. It had very low attendance, but it was also Valentine's weekend on the tip of a blizzard, so can't really hold them responsible for that. It happens. But there were other things that I did that I was like, oh, I probably won't come back. And I feel crappy saying that because the readers I met were all awesome. I had a lot of readers that showed up who were just great people, very friendly. In fact, some readers weren't able to make it, but they had friends or family coming. One guy's brother and his friend were coming, so they got a sketch for him, and which is cool. I'm happy to do that. But the people I met were really nice. I just don't know if I'd be returning to that convention because, well, it was kind of a money loss. And coming back, that sucked. Because then I hit more snowstorms. Like I stopped for the night in Illinois because I was getting tired. And at 11:30 at night, and you've got another, I don't know how many hours ahead of you driving. It's probably a good idea to sleep. And I woke up and I drove through. Like I got through northern Arkansas right when it was getting slammed with snow. But, so yeah, that was that. I mean, I hung with two friends, which was nice. I met a lot of nice readers, which is always a plus. It's always nice to when the people I meet who read my comic aren't dicks. Which is more often than not, they're not. More often than not, they're good people, so that's cool. But business-wise, probably won't go back. I feel sorry. Next week I went to ConDFW here in Dallas. The weekend of Valentine's Day. I was kind of hesitant about that, not because it was Valentine's Day, more because it was a literary convention, and literary conventions aren't always big money makers for webcomics. In fact, they do well for books, but still, it's always kind of a weird thing. Like, I have a whole hierarchy of what cons tend to do well for me. At the top tends to be comic and anime conventions, especially anime conventions because people are there to buy things a lot of the time. See stuff and buy things they don't usually see. Then, literary conventions are kind of a little below that, and they'll sometimes hit and miss. At the bottom is gaming conventions. I never make money at gaming conventions, ever. Because people aren't there to buy, they're there to game. And I don't blame them. When I was in college and going to gaming conventions, I brought enough money with me for that weekend to have food. And made me buy one or two extra things. I don't think I even brought money for a hotel room. I just ended up crashing random places. That's a terrifying thought. Now I'm old and I have to have a bed. A real bed, not a blow-up or a cot, because I'm cranky. And, but ConDFW, they're very professional. Table wasn't very expensive either, which is nice. It was the weekend that we had 12 inches of snow in Dallas-Fort Worth in one night. Like the heaviest snowfall we've ever had in a day. So that was kind of crappy. But again, not the con's fault. All the staff were nice. I don't think I met any staffers who I would even consider kind of snotty. They're all just very happy to do the work. And that's really cool. And I didn't really go beyond the vendor room, I'll be honest, because I'm there to work. And that kind of sucks, but at the same time, I'm there to work. Every reader I met again, very nice, very friendly. I saw a few familiar faces. Some I didn't know. Blanking. I met some people from a thing called Conjure, which is a convention near Houston. Very sweet people, and we're talking about possibly me attending their next one in January of 2011. But yeah, it was great. Made a profit, which is always nice. And I would go back. Upcoming conventions next weekend, which is March 6th, the Saturday. I'm going to be in Austin. I'm sharing a table with Danielle Corsetto of Girls with Slingshots, and that'll be at Staple. I'll put links to the side, and that side. I'm not awake. Shut up. And the one I know for sure, there might be another one between, but I'm not saying anything because I always wait for my con manager to get me to go. But I'm a vendor for sure at WonderCon April 1st, I think. the first weekend of April in San Francisco. I'm supposed to be attending C2E2 again with Danielle. Chicago, mid-April. And I will be at Phoenix Comic-Con at the end of May with Spike from Temple, Arizona, who I'm also at WonderCon with. So, yay, conventions! I got nothing.